Hey, what's going on, guys? Like Butter here, and today I'm doing a Gears of War PC video. This was a 1v1 that I did against Pete, and we were going to use this and kind of just do a live comm, but there was a lot of keys being smashed, and the sound was like super loud. Did you just do that just to like...
No, I was actually I was bringing something up on screen that would help.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. It was like perfect timing. But anyways, so here's it's just some like 1v1 footage mid box where we were just kind of playing, and I wanted to make this video because there are actually a little bit of known information, of confirmed information that came out today regarding the I always want to say Master Chief Marcus Fenix collection that everyone really wanted in the Gears of War community. So it was confirmed by Rod Ferguson himself that a Marcus Fenix collection is not in the works. And you want to elaborate a little bit on that, Pete?
Yeah, so he went on to Twitter to say, seeing lots of buzz about a Marcus Fenix collection, even more so recently. I love the passion, but there's no Marcus Fenix collection. We are working on another exciting Gears project. I'll see you at E3. He said other Gears projects.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much saying that everyone's kind of, to chill out. It's not.
Yeah, kinda.
It isn't happening. And that disappoints some people. Some people doesn't surprise, and other people are just kind of like, oh well, Gears is still happening. So,
right.
But I'm kind of wondering now. After that, I was kind of looking at some things. I wonder if that spark up from Phil Spencer's message like caused Phil Spencer to contact Rod Ferguson to tell him
to like mention it.
Yeah, just because everyone was like had their mindset on a Marcus Fenix collection. I'm just wondering, like, me and Drew have been saying that, like, if people get their hopes up too much about something like this, what if it isn't at E3? If they just like did like Gears 1 anniversary or something like that, it would disappoint people. So it's best to kind of like say it now,
right, before it gets too out of hand. It was definitely getting out of hand. Like, I mean, even some YouTubers were making videos saying that the Marcus Fenix collection was absolutely 100% confirmed because this and that, insider information, all that stuff. I mean, me and Pete told you guys, be careful, like, who you listen to or from, like, whoever you get your information from. Make sure it is a reliable source, because when you go make videos and you go tell people and you go on Twitter and go all crazy saying Marcus Fenix collection is confirmed, and then it doesn't happen, you kind of lose
trust.
Yeah, exactly. People will lose trust in you, and I don't know. Like, I kind of saw this coming because, we mentioned, I mentioned a couple days ago that I was almost, I think 90% sure that the collection wasn't happening, just because I feel like the timing may be a little bit off. And, you got to remember, with a new studio making a game that isn't theirs, then I'm not saying that to be rude, because it's true. Like, a lot of people in that studio have never worked on a Gears game. It's going to be different, and it's going to be I kind of brought this up a few times, and it actually stuck with me when we met the multiplayer head level designer,
lead multiplayer designer.
When we met him, he actually said this, and it makes perfect sense. This isn't our game. We're just trying to adopt this game and get as much feedback as we can.
Yeah,
and that kind of stuck with me.
They're taking the helm. They're just kind of continuing Epic's work, and that's, again, not a shot. It's just what they're doing. They're taking what Epic did and making more of it for us.
Right, which is going to be a slower process when it's not your work, So I feel like they're taking in as much information as possible from the fans, from the Gears. Like, I've said this quite a bit in the past, but I love how involved Black Tusk is with the community. It's pretty amazing.
That's something you have to give them credit for. Like, right from when they announced that Microsoft acquired the Gears of War franchise, Black Tusk were all like, hey, I'm Jack Felling, hey, I'm Gears Viking, hey, I'm all this, and just like interacting with the community, doing these community nights, getting involved with hype, all this kind of thing. I've never ever seen a studio do that in my entire life, and it's incredible. That just it gives me so much like hope and confidence in Black Tusk. Then I really do think that the next Gears of War is going to be a massive success because of that.
Yeah, I think it's more confidence than hope, though, because when I think of hope, I think of all the people that are on Twitter right now as we speak, tweeting about how there's still going to be a collection, even though Rod Ferguson said that there was no collection, guys.
Yeah, the head of Xbox says I can't comment on it, and then the studio manager Black Tusk says it's not happening, and people still think it's happening. Like as he said, we love the passion, guys, but put the passion into something else in the community. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of looking at something that may not happen. But going back to the tweets, they pretty much. He says at the end of the tweet, "I'll see you at E3." So that pretty much confirms that there is going to be a Gears of War showing at E3. What that is uncertain still. We don't know if it is Gears of War 4 or Gears 1 Anniversary or just something along those lines, or if they're just going to say that, hey, we're Black Tusk, we're working on the Gears franchise, because they haven't actually officially come out and said that at a big event yet. They kind of said it. It was announced like on Twitter and on news sites and stuff, but there's a lot of people that still don't know that Black Tusk have even acquired the Gears of War franchise. You know what
I mean? I've had people come in my streams being like, "Wait, there's another Gears game coming out." Like,
yeah.
But that would be a bit disappointing for Gears fans, just because most of the community has already known that it's happening. So if they come out and just kind of state like, you know what I'm saying, like stuff that everyone already knows, just for the people who have no idea what's going on in the Gears community, that would be a bit disappointing. But I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of cinematic trailer or something like that.
That's why a teaser trailer is just fine. That's all you need to do, and everyone will be jumping around their houses like with excitement for sure.
Right. All they need is an intro with the Black Tusk logo, and then everyone's just gonna, they're gonna know. But one thing's for sure, and I'm almost 100% on this. If there's something else being worked on besides Gears 4, or the next Gears game, it will definitely see it at E3. I don't see there being a big enough time zone where we won't see anything about it at E3 and it'll still come out before Gears 4. I don't think there's any possibility of that. So E3 will confirm if there are other projects being worked on, like Rod said in his tweet. Now, what I think is it might be something, and you said this when we were doing the commentary the first time, it might be that kind of how they had Halo Wars, but they were going to do one for Gears of War. It might be something like that.
There was a canceled game. I forget the name of it. Exile was a Kinect-based game, but then there was another game that was being worked on. It was like an RTS mobile game or something like that. I could see maybe something like that coming out. Just something weird off to the side, just with Gears of War on it, that that Gears fans can enjoy and just have something else to play. Mm-hmm. But we were also talking about, like, where's the beta going to be? Like, there's going to be a beta. There has to be.
Yeah.
It will happen. It's just a matter of when and on what or where. It's like, will it be on a game disc like Crackdown, or will it kind of just release on its own, like codes being distributed, or will it be an open beta? Or, there's a lot of questions there, but I'm sure that things like that will make a lot more sense once E3 comes around. That's for certain.
Right. That's why we kind of we didn't assume. We thought that there was a possibility of there being a collection, because it would make sense, because they could integrate the beta in with the collection. It would make more people want to buy it and buy Xbones. And I made a huge list of why a collection would be a good idea. But also a big thing that we were talking about was just the fact of, if the collection came out, right? All of those things that would have benefited, a lot of people thought that there were no, and it kind of blew my mind that they thought there were no benefits to a collection. And now I can kind of understand that, like, maybe just the timing's not right for them to do it. And I mentioned this in the first time through, that if there is going to be a collection, it will probably be after Gears of War 4, if they feel the need that they have to pull the original fans back into the franchise. Kind of like how, the same thing happened with Halo. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Really, all the confusion about what's happening is just a matter of time. It's what makes sense, and what makes sense for Microsoft. Like, originally it made sense for, Gears 1 Anniversary to come out on the 10th anniversary, but if there's a new Gears game in the works, then that's not happening, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or is it?
It might. I mean, I think it might be possible. I don't think so, but it might be possible that they do like a Gears of War 1 anniversary and literally just take Gal PC and slap it onto Xbone and call it the anniversary, and just put the beta on that, and then have the game come out in 2017. So you would have the remake next year, and then you'd have the beta. The beta next year as well, and then you would have the game come out in 2017. Yeah. And I mean, that's unlikely, like we said, but it is kind of weird that he said we're working on other Gears projects. Other Gears projects. I don't
want to look into it, man. If it's multiple, sure, go ahead. But right now, I just think he was mainly just talking about the next Gears game. And you know what I mean by that?
I think what he meant by the tweet is that they're working really hard, like, on Gears 4, and maybe it's going to come a little bit sooner than we expected. Like, maybe the end of 2016 isn't so far out of reach, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what that could have meant. But we just kind of wanted to make this video to tell you guys, be careful where you get your sources from, especially like the YouTubers making the videos and all that stuff. What were the websites that you said would be the most reliable?
Reliable would be OXM, which is the official Xbox magazine, and Xbox Wire. Those would be the only real websites that would be legitimate to make an announcement like that, other than, Rod Ferguson or someone like that saying something like that, Right. Like we said, guys, we said this the first time we did through the commentary. Those websites out there that are making, Marcus Fenix collection confirmed, you could clearly see the video the picture that it's photoshopped. They're just trying to pull you guys into their website so that you basically make them money. Like, that's all that is. That's why you got to be careful. The Xbox One with the Gears logo all over it, that design, that wouldn't be designed right now. That'd be the last thing that they'd be doing. They'd be focusing on, getting the game working over designing an Xbox One collection this early on.
Right.
Did you see that? You saw, it was the Xbox One, the headset, the controller, all that.
And and it was it was
really well done, but there were some parts of it that you could see it was clearly Photoshopped. But
right. Yeah, of course. They're just, like I said, guys, just be careful who you listen to. And, when we have further information regarding Gears of War, I'll be sure to post a video on my channel. I'm sure Pete will bring that information to you as well. And I guess we'll wrap this up. So basically, the moral of the story, be careful who you listen to. Rumors aren't always facts. And as far as it goes right now, we're not going to see a Marcus Fenix collection, guys. And you got any last words, Pete? Maybe any points or thoughts regarding this whole information that was brought to us today?
To summarize it, I'm sorry to fans that really wanted a Marcus Fenix collection. I can see why you're disappointed. But on the bright side, E3 is pretty much looking like Gears time. So be excited for that. We're going to have a new game soon, guys. So, Gears community is going to be back in full swing, and I can't wait, personally. But yeah, and try not to look into things too much. Don't look into subliminal messages and things like that. But yeah, that's it.
Right. All right, guys. Pete's link will be in the description below. Be sure to check out his channel. He does Gears content. But are you actually thinking about doing some other... I mean, I know for me, this was... how do I say this? I kind of want to stray away from Gears a little bit just because we know that because I thought if a Marcus Fenix collection was coming out, it might be this year.
Well, I say this to you in private all the time, that it makes sense for you because you're making a living off of what you're doing. So it makes sense for you to try and play more popular games to grow your channel. That only makes sense. I know for a fact that if you could play Gears 24/7 and post it 24/7 and make enough money to live, you would do it.
Right.
But you can't. And it's realistic.
It's not at a point. And here's the weird part about saying this, because I say Gears is really unpopular because it is when you look at it from a whole. But for what the community has, I'm actually shocked that people still are around involved in Gears.
The Gears community, it's huge for this point in time of a game's life cycle. It makes no sense that there's 8,000 people playing TDM and
on Gears 3, a 4-year-old game.
That makes no sense. That just shows how much of an addicting and amazing game that Gears of War 3 is, and that's something that I hope that Gears of War 4 or Gears of War Xbox One or Gears of War X, whatever you want to call it, has that kind of replayability and people want to play it that much. But yeah, my mind is blown. The passion in this community is always amazing, and but yeah, I can't wait for the next game.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. Well, not really first, but we'll just say that anyways, because I know some of you guys. So I know some of you guys out there had no idea of this information.
Yeah, I know there's some of you that are just like, what?
Yeah,
like, just don't have Twitter accounts and stuff like that, which is fine. You don't have your head stuck in your phone all day and stuff like that. But yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to talk to you next time. Peace out, everyone.